The year 2020. NDDC in turmoil.
Every time they go about talking rubbish, writing rubbish, just to subdue the effort of the Interim Management Committee. We are in support of the audit and there's no going back.
Several administrations throw each other back to back. Battons change hands rapidly, no peace in the House. The Senate, House committees overseeing the development agency are rattled. Accusations and counter-accusations rock a commission set up to bring equity and succor to a marginalized breadbasket of the nation.
You have spent 81 billion 549 million.
We have not given those contracts. We are trying to clear a backlog of things, and in trying to clear that backlog, we are being castigated.
Will the agency stand? Enter Senator Godswill Akpabio, Minister of the Niger Delta, former governor of one of the impoverished states. Enter also Effiong Akwa, a highly experienced administrator. His resume fills 3 pages. On the 20th of December 2020, he is tasked as head of an interim administration to turn the NDDC around in months.
We will engage the governors, we will engage the stakeholders, we will engage the royal fathers, so that they can tell us, we will really know what we are looking for.
In 10 months, is the mandate achieved? Effiong Akwa at the NDDC, a track record. Let's check on the facts. On December 20th, 2020, the federal government announced the appointment of Mr. Effiong Oke and Associates as the interim administrator, CEO of the Niger Delta Development Commission, NDDC. A seasoned administrator, an erudite scholar, Mr. Associates was until that appointment the acting executive director, Finance and Administration, EDFA of the Commission. Having served in that capacity under the second Interim Management Committee of the Commission IMC, headed by Professor Kemembrandikumo Ponde. It will be recalled that the IMC was inaugurated to oversee the forensic audit of the Commission, as ordered by President Muhammadu Buhari, to investigate the operations and activities of the NDDC from inception to 2019, in order to reposition it for better service delivery.
The amount of money which the federal government is religiously allocating to NDDC, we would like to see the results on the ground, and those that are responsible for that, I think, will eventually be asked to explain certain issues.
Upon assumption of office, Effiong Akwa set the agenda for a new NDDC and the Niger Delta region, promising to rebuild the confidence among stakeholders of the region and deliver on the NDDC mandate more efficiently and effectively, explore mutually beneficial collaborations on projects and programs which would benefit the Niger Delta better and boost the economy of the region. As an experienced administrator, Akwa knew that time was of the essence and that there were many grounds to cover if it was to actualize his mission at the NDDC. So he hit the ground running.
There's no time to waste in the Niger Delta Development Region. So what we need to do, what we have done now, is to hit the ground running. And so first, I met with the directors yesterday because they are very, very important in the development. I have told them we have to sit there, right there on the spot. We look at the vision of redeeming the image of the Niger Delta. Image before who? Image before the stakeholders, image before the legislators, image before the indigents of the South and Nigeria at large.
With his management team of directors, Akwa began a regional-wide consultations drive with major stakeholders across the Niger Delta to rebuild confidence among all the stakeholders of the NDDC. As is well known, NDDC's mandate covers the 9 constituent states that make up the Niger Delta. And Effiong Akwa, on assumption of office, knew that he had to strengthen the existing relationship between the NDDC and the state governments. and thus the interim administrator embarked on visits to state governors across the region. And of course, the Rivers State Government House, Port Harcourt, was the interim administrator's first port of call, being the host of the NDDC headquarters in Port Harcourt. Governor Nyesom Wike, in his remarks, commended the interim administrator for bringing a positive change to the NDDC and showing a willingness to collaborate with the state government in the region, and called for an NDDC that will effectively support the states of the Niger Delta.
Let me say very clearly that the essence, the intent of the founding fathers of the NDDC was to see how that commission would be a body that will support the states of the Niger Delta and the development of the region.
Akwa Ibom was the next state on the interim administrator's itinerary, as Efia Akwa and his team visited Governor Udom Emmanuel in Uyo. Governor Emmanuel thanked the interim administrator on the stakeholders' engagement and urged him to continue with his inclusive approach to development in the region in order to achieve more.
For this opportunity, we just believe that we are ready to collaborate with you, we're ready to partner with you, because you're ready to agree with us. The Bible says, can two work together except they agree? Since you now say you are going to agree with us on our development pattern, then we're ready to also agree and work with you. But please make use of this opportunity and leave a mark, leave a legacy.
Delta State, the big heart of the nation, was the next port of call of the interim administrator, where Governor Ifeanyi Okowa urged the NDDC to live up to the expectations of the people of the Niger Delta, and called for an active advisory committee for the NDDC and the review of the Niger Delta Development Master Plan that will guide the activities of the Commission.
This actually becomes very important so that in the shared idea, you don't have duplication of projects. And then there's a common level of planning that can actually help to truly develop the Niger Delta area the more.
In Imo State, Governor Hope Uzodimma called on all stakeholders in the region to give the NDDC room to work for the development of the Niger Delta.
I would therefore want to advise our leaders and members of all oil producing states to shun politics, shun sentiments, and allow NDDC to perform.
For Governor Rotimi Akeredolu of Ondo State, it was all commendations for the interim administrator and the NDDC for the execution of the 132/33 kV substation being executed by the Commission in his state that would provide electricity for over 2,000 communities in the southern part of Ondo State.
I appreciate you. I will not forget this visit.
The consultation visits also extended to some important Niger Delta leaders, such as elder statesman Chief Edwin Clark, Ms. Ann Kill Briggs, and some traditional rulers of oil-producing communities in the region. These visits further strengthened the relationship that existed between the NDDC and the founding fathers in the region.
Once again, I want to thank you for coming to visit me.
The truth must be told that you are the first person in the commission, whether it is the NDDC, whether it is the Ministry of Niger Delta, or even the amnesty, that has made it a point of duty and a point of recognizing that women play a role and will continue to play a role.
As the interim administrator's consultation train continued across the region, Efio Akwa knew also that it was imperative for him to restore the relationship between the NDDC and the National Assembly a situation that had witnessed some turbulent times under the immediate past Interim Management Committee, IMC, of the Commission.
After MD, you have the document, speak to the document.
The IMC published a list of contractors who had been paid up to the 5th of May.
And so, he reached out to mend the broken fences between the NDDC and the National Assembly. This was, in the end, a strategic move towards saving the NDDC. The renewed cooperation between the NDDC and the National Assembly led to the visit of two committees with oversight functions to the Commission to stake their oversight functions.
He came down to apologize for whatever has happened, and he told us he's ready to work for the people of the Niger Delta within the tenure he's going to be here. And that is why you see, my distinguished colleagues, we have to go to the Senate leadership to say, this man has come, he has apologized, he has accepted that there is need for cooperation and there is need for Niger Delta to move forward.
We are here to engage with you to enhance your service delivery, ascertain your challenges if any, and explore ways to mitigate.
With those words of assurances from the National Assembly principal officers and having won the hearts of his stakeholders across the region, the interim administrator shifted his focus on rebuilding confidence in the workforce of the NDDC. Between 2020 and 2021, the new administration introduced changes to the Commission's internal structures, financial and procurement protocols to be in accordance with the procurement laws and financial regulations of the country. Bloated contracts were determined and billions of naira were saved as a result.
Public procurement in NDDC is carried out and must be carried out in line with the provisions of the Public Procurement Act of 2007 and with the demands of the Bureau for Public Procurement.
In the past couple of days, couple of years, we have had challenges, audits and all of that, which led to recommendations. Part of what was recommended is to build capacity for public procurement processes. That's what we're doing.
Top and level management staff of the Commission were redeployed, while a few directorates and departments were unbundled for more efficient service delivery and better staff output. Also, a 3-day strategic capacity building workshop retreat for directors of the NDDC was held in Uyo, Akwa Ibom State, to further seek ways to collaborate with stakeholders and sustain the development of the region. This retreat spawned a lot of the impetus that was to be seen in operation throughout the period under review. A product of the new approach, this magnificent architectural masterpiece, standing like a colossus in the heart of Port Harcourt, Rivers State, is the new corporate headquarters of the NDDC. A beauty to behold from all angles. This edifice, which construction began in 1994, had seemed unending and perhaps would have remained so, but for the determination of President Muhammadu Buhari and the Minister of the Niger Delta Affairs, Senator Akpabio, and the new administrator to ensure its completion. And so within 12 months, this 13-story modern architectural masterpiece with a 4-story ancillary building is now the permanent home of the NDDC. It accommodates the executive management as well as all directorates, department units in one place for the first time since the establishment of the NDDC in the year 2000. The complex was commissioned on March 11 this year with pomp and pageantry to the delight of Niger Deltans, a speedy achievement credited to the Niger Delta Minister, Senator Akpabio, and the man he put in charge. To finalize the development and bring a closure to NDDC as a tenant in Rivers State, the interim administrator handed over the keys to his former headquarters building, Dakwa Berie House, to the Rivers State government, the owners of the building. After this, project after project received attention. The interim administrator, Effiong Akwa, inaugurated a project monitoring and commissioning committee to oversee the completion and commissioning of NDDC projects in the region. According to Akwa, it was important for the Commission to renew its delivery of its projects for the benefit of the people. The committee worked round the clock and came up with tangible results from its assignment.
NDDC has, in the last few years back, completed several projects not known by the public. Even the communities where these projects have been completed do not even know that NDDC has done them. So we have made up records of such projects, and those projects we've categorized them into those ones that are fully completed and ready for commissioning, and those ones that are also completed but with little defects.
In less than 2 months of the committee's inauguration, several projects of the Commission were identified to be ready for commissioning.
This project is now completed. We have gone to do the pre-commissioning inspection. We are going back to the office to report to the interim administrator and chief executive officer so that the project can be officially commissioned and handed over to the Abloma community and the state in general.
In the name of God, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen.
The commissioning of notable projects of the NDDC is now a recurrent event. Some significant projects are now being commissioned and several are nearing completion. Let's take a look at some of the notable projects that have been completed and commissioned by the Commission under the tenure of Effiong Akwa, as well as those nearing completion. This is the once abandoned police barracks project of the NDDC in Omagwa, Rivers State. This project had suffered budgetary allocations for 12 years until it was revived, completed and commissioned a few weeks back. On Tuesday, September 28, 2021, Vice President Yemi Osinbajo officially commissioned the SPU Base 6 Barracks at Omagwa in Ikwere local government area on behalf of the President, in whose honor the barracks has been named. The story of the Special Protection Unit Base 6 Barracks attracted endless appreciation of Akwa's intervention from the different stakeholders that were present at the commissioning ceremony.
Look at the interim administrator. Even if he leaves staff office today, he will touch his mind and say, look, I'm happy. When I was in charge here, see what I have done.
The project demonstrates the commitment of the leadership of Niger Delta Development Commission to supporting the Nigeria Police Force and the federal government in enhancing the capacity of the Nigeria Police Force to achieve its internal security operations mandate, particularly in the Niger Delta region.
It makes me happy because this is one of the things that we are expecting our government to be doing, and it has contributed in no small measure to the development of Niger Delta and Nigeria as a whole.
Administrator visited this place precisely March 27th of this year, and then he gave the marching order that this project must be commissioned in this time.
The 3.2-kilometer Chief Ambaka Deremo rigid pavement road in Kiagbodo, Borutu local government area of Delta State, commissioned to the delight of the beneficiaries. This 132/33 kV electricity substation in Igbokoda, Ondo South Senatorial District, which will give electricity to over 2,000 communities, spreading over 5 local government areas, almost ready for commissioning.
What you have seen here, this is a massive construction. A lot of money has been sunk into this project, and we have gotten to a point of no return. For this project, I can announce to you that it is no retreat, no surrender. We have to complete this project and put it to use, because as it is now, we've gone 85% of completion. It is massive.
All we want to now do is to appreciate NDDC under your watch. This is a new era under Effiong Akwa.
I'm very, very happy because it's a long time we'll be looking forward for this type of project to be carried out in this community. So I thank the NDDC for doing this for us in the community.
The 1,000 bed space NDDC prototype hostel at the University of Uyo, which is scheduled for commissioning anytime soon. And the list is endless.
I am too sure, very sure, looking at the facilities on ground, what will be brought in here, there's no doubt the fact that we will produce many first class and 2-1. Because when you have comfort in the hostel, sleep with your 2 eyes closed, have way to exercise and all that, you'll be a total student.
Under the tenure of the interim administrator, several youth empowerment programs and initiatives have happened. Many have been carried out, while the Commission has made several donations to institutions and state governments. These include graduation and certification of 200 IT professionals in collaboration with Aptech in India, making them entrepreneurs and employers of labor. Distribution of science equipment to schools in 9 states in the region. Donation of typhoid vaccines and cold chains to all the 9 states in collaboration with the Ministry of Health.
In the past, whenever the Niger Delta youth is mentioned, what immediately comes to mind is agitation and militancy. I am happy today that the NDDC has taken a very bold step to change that picture by giving us this wonderful opportunity to acquire on-demand tech skills that is pivoting economic development in different parts of the world.
In as much as this program is concerned today, I've acquired some level of knowledge in ICT.
When NDDC gave me the opportunity of training these students, I deem it fit to take a step for it, and the course we gave them was a professional course. They don't even need to say they are going to work for somebody. They can stay in their house and become a millionaire tomorrow.
Donation of waste trucks to state governments in the region to facilitate a clean environment all over the region.
On behalf of the people and government of Imo State, thank you from the bottom of our heart for bringing this very encouraging support to us.
I commend you for this mission, and I assure you that the government keeps to make that cause. He wanted you to be the guidance of Nigeria.
The Effiong Aqua tenure and the NDDC has also witnessed a big boost in the partnership existing between the Commission and various educational institutions, NGOs, professional bodies, and security agencies in the region. This was demonstrated through the visits to the Commission by the various bodies. Such partnerships include the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Nigeria (ICAN), Nigerian Institute of Management, Industrial Training Fund (ITF), Nigerian Navy Hydrographic School, the University of Uyo, Niger Delta University Amasoma, Bayelsa State, Bushmeat Sellers Association, Ikwere Local Government. As stated at the beginning of this video, the Interim Administration Effiong Aqua at the NDDC is an offshoot of the Interim Management Committee IMC, which was inaugurated to oversee the forensic audit of the Commission as directed by President Muhammadu Buhari in 2019. The forensic audit of the Commission witnessed the dissolution of 2 administrations of the NDDC until the tenure of Effiong Aqua, whose tenure brought to successful completion of the forensic audit and subsequent submission of the report to the President through the Attorney General of the Federation. According to the forensic audit report, over 13,000 abandoned projects existed in Niger Delta, and some contractors returned to site on their own and completed about 77 road projects. The Effiong Aqua administration accorded tremendous cooperation to the forensic auditors by way of provision of working tools and services. Security cover was provided round the clock to auditors who visited the 9 states of the region in the course of their assignment. There is no doubt that something new has happened in the last couple of months in the NDDC. For one, the noise of squabbles has stopped. Some of the agency's major projects have seen the light of day. Everyone can see the new focus of an administration that has learned from the mistakes of its predecessors. In the last 10 months, can we say, mandate achieved? You be the judge.